channel. Today I'm doing something a little bit different. I'm going to show you guys how to tie-dye your clothes. I know that tie-dye loungewear is definitely trending at the moment. I wanted to show you guys how you can do it at home. I found a really cheap Amazon kit. This is the Amazon kit that I found online. It was literally only about £20. I think it's for children, but I'm going to try it out and see if I can make some really cool fashionable loungewear. I'll show you guys one of the outfits before I dye it. So this outfit is from Boohoo. It was very, very cheap, and I'm going to link everything down in the description bar so you guys can buy them yourself. It's just a plain white bandeau and a plain white cycling shorts that I'm going to tie-dye so you guys can see before. And I also got a sweater and a joggers tie-dye as well. These ones actually came separately. I believe this is from New Look and this is from Pretty Little Thing. But as I said, I'm going to link everything down below in the description. These ones I'm going to put as a co-ord. Same with the cycling shorts and bandeau, and I've got 2 sets of each. But I'm going to show you guys later in the video. Let's just do it! Yay! So inside the tie-dye case you get 1 instruction manual, you get 90 rubber bands, 12 gloves, and you get 1 surface cover, and inside you have 18 bottles of tie-dye, which I think is amazing. There's such a variety of colours. Of course I picked up the pink first. But yeah, that's everything that you get inside. And on the instruction manual it gives you a very detailed description on how to use this dye, and then on the other side it gives you a range of different tie-dye techniques that you can use. You can also find some on the internet, but I went straight in for the crumble effect. I highly recommend before you tie-dye you wear something black or an apron, and definitely wear your gloves as it gets very messy. I don't know what I was doing there. You're going to need a bucket of water, and then you're going to need to dampen your clothes. I've just used the same bucket of water and I just put it in the water, and then I rinsed it off with my very weak muscles. If you're weak like me, I suggest that you get someone else to help you out because it is quite hard to do, especially with these bigger items like the sweater. And then you need to get the bottles of dye. They come with powder inside, so you just need to fill it up with water so it becomes the dye that you can put on the clothes, and then give it a nice little shake. Shake, shake, shake. Oh my god, my face. And then you're ready to go. I also highly recommend that you get an old towel or an old bed sheet, anything white, just to test the colours of the dye on it, just so you can see what the different dyes look like next to each other and how dark they come out and how light they come out before you put it on your actual clothes, because you don't want to be disappointed when you have the outcome of your actual clothes that you paid money for. But yeah, I just went in with a few colours and I like the way that they looked, so I highly recommend doing this beforehand. So I'm just going to go in and dye the actual clothes now. So this is the jumper that I dampened earlier. You want it to be a little bit damp and not too wet so the dye sticks to the clothes properly. And I'm just going to use the crumble effect where I'm just scrunching it all together. Then I'm going to get my elastic bands and just tie it in very random places. This does not need to be neat at all. It's a very abstract design in tie-dye, so it's just go with the flow kind of thing. Yes, that looks good, Jade, well done. And then the first colour that I obviously went in with was a lovely bright pink. So I literally just do spots and squiggles and lines, doesn't really matter how you do this one. And then I went in with a lighter pink as well, and then don't forget to turn it round on the other side. So once I turned it round I did the exact same thing, and then last minute decision I decided to go in with some blue as well, as I thought a pink and blue would look quite cute together. So after I've applied the dye I would open up the jumper just to check if there's any gaps, because I realized with this technique it doesn't cover all of the jumper and I wanted it to look like that. So I would literally just go in freehand and just crumble the jumper and then apply a little bit of dye in that area, just so it doesn't look patchy. I wanted it to look a little bit, you know, as symmetrical as possible, even though this is tie-dye, but it just made it look much better in my opinion. So as you can see I just added a little bit of dye, and when I opened it up there wasn't as much patches and gaps, and I did that until I was happy with all of them. Yay! So then I'm going to go in with the joggers now. So I just did the exact same effect, crumbled it into a ball, added the elastic bands. But with the joggers I kind of realised that it's better to just not do the elastic bands and do it freehand, because there were just so many gaps because it's like 2 legs. So I just did 1 leg at a time, scrumpled it up by freehand, and then added the dye. And then after all that, I just put them in plastic bags, so it could be a bin liner, plastic bag, and you're going to leave that. On the instructions it said between 6 to 8 hours, but I left mine overnight because I just thought that was best. And then I also made one with a black and red ink, as you can see. And can I just say that tie dyeing is quite a long process, so getting someone to help you and then taking a little break is a very good idea. So big up to both my parents for helping me with this video. So moving on to dyeing the bandeau top and cycling shorts now. So I literally just went in with the exact same crumble method, but because the material of the bandeau and cycling shorts is much thinner than the sweater and joggers, I literally just crumpled it up together as one item, as you can see, and then just added the elastic bands and went straight in with the dye again. For this one I only wanted to do pink because of course I was just going to do at least one set with just pink, so I went in with hot pink, and I also went in with a baby pink, and then I did the exact same on the other side, so just swirls and dots, just very random. Doesn't matter how you do it because when you open it up there's going to be probably a few gaps anyways. So as you can see, this one, it had quite a few gaps, but I kind of liked it a bit more sparingly on this one, but I did go in a few areas and just add a little bit more ink just so it looked not too sparse, if you get what I mean. Yeah, I was very happy with this one. I think that this one looked quite nice. And then again, I just put them in the black bag or elastic bag for overnight, and I also made a purple, blue and pink one too. So it's the next day now, so I just opened up the black bag or plastic bag and then put the items into some clean fresh water and then squeezed them out just to get the extra dye out of there that you don't really need, and then you just put them to dry. Luckily during making this video in the UK we had a heat wave, so I was able to hang them outside on the line. Look how nice they look. If you're still watching, I really appreciate you, but please remember to subscribe and follow me on Instagram to see the results as well in photographs. Have dried, you can try on and wear your tie-dye clothes. I think this one is definitely my favourite one. So this one is a bandeau top with a shorts that I've made into a co-ord. I used baby pink and hot pink on top. I think this one is the nicest because you really see the white, and I didn't overdo the colours too much like I kind of did with the other one. I love this one. This one is definitely the best. So this is the other bandeau and cycling short set that I made. So this one I changed the colours a bit. I put pink, of course, with purple and blue. I don't usually wear that much purple, but I really like how the colours mesh together. I think once I put it in the washing machine, you will be able to see the white a little bit more. I really like this one. I think this is really cool. The first jumper and joggers colour that I made. So this one is just pink and blue, and I really like this one. I think this is definitely my favourite out of the jumper and joggers co-ord. I think this one turns out really well. The pink and blue just mesh perfectly together. I'm really obsessed with this one. I'd highly recommend doing a pink and blue, or maybe pink by itself. I think doing colours by themselves or colours that kind of look right together, or even maybe looking at a colour wheel and seeing what colours go directly next to each other will mesh really good together. But yeah, I think this looks really good. I highly recommend doing this one. Initially this was only used with red and black ink, but it's kind of turned into a pinky, orangey and blacky purple. I don't really know what's happened here, but I actually kind of like how it's turned out. And I think that if you do want it to have two separate colours and look like the first one when it was just pink, definitely kind of use the colours in separate areas so they don't run and then make a complete different colour. But if you want to be a little bit experimental and see what kind of colours you can make, I think this worked really well. I really like this one. Also, before I forget, my dad also made a tie-dye t-shirt which he was very happy with. He used a mixture of colours, and yeah, it shows that men can do this too. Look at my dad modelling on that. Go on, Dad. Overall, I really do think that the tie-dye went very well. I'm actually happy with all of them, and as I said, once you put them in the washing machine they will become slightly lighter and the white background will be brighter. I definitely highly recommend this kit. The instructions were so easy to follow. There's so many colours that I didn't even use. It comes with so much. There's so many elastic bands left and gloves left, and the sheet I didn't even use. I used my own sheet. You can definitely do this with men too. As you can see that I did it with my dad. Kids can get involved. You can do it with your friends and family. Yeah, this is just really fun. So many different patterns you can do, so I'm definitely going to try out some different ones in the future and do this again. Very happy happy. I highly recommend. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm going to be doing so much more DIY how-to videos in the future, so please subscribe if you enjoyed and like this video too. Put in the comments below what colours that you'd make, and even send me some pictures on my Instagram if you do any tie-dye following this tutorial. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in next week's video. And remember to spread peace, love and happiness. Bye!